Welcome to Key Roots, the Key Roots of Sex Addiction. My name is Collin. The most significant meeting that I can remember was after I had been caught multiple times and my wife was about ready to leave me. And I went to this meeting, not because I wanted to go, but because I felt I had to go. And it was at a church. It was a little bit difficult to find, not the church itself, but there were several buildings on the church's property. And I had to kind of search around to find where it was, and ended up being on a second floor in this outbuilding. And I didn't know anybody, so I kind of walked up these stairs that a couple other guys were walking up. And I was just hoping that everybody was dealing with the same thing that I was, sex addiction. Anyhow, I got into that meeting, and there were probably about 20 people there, and all sitting in a circle, and they read from excerpts from different books, and it was pretty ritualistic and awkward, I would say. I remember not saying anything. In fact, I didn't say anything as the sharing went around the room. Everybody but me shared, and finally, towards the end, the moderator of the meeting looked at me and he said, "Collin, would you like to share?" And so I was put on the spot. Not that I had to share, but I did. And I don't know why, but that particular gesture really meant a lot to me. I felt like I mattered, and it was that point in time that led to my first year and a half of sobriety, and I'll never forget that. Yeah, meetings can be really meaningful, actually. Not that they always are, or I should say that not all meetings are the same. That particular meeting was really special to me, and I've had other meetings that were special to me, and I don't necessarily remember all of them. I just remember that in certain meetings, some people would say something that would catch my attention, and it would really propel my recovery. And so there were some meetings that were more poignant, and then there are some meetings that are just regular meetings. You show up and listen, and you'll share something, but they don't necessarily have a really strong significance in the moment. However, what I would say is, after attending lots and lots of meetings for years, I look back and recognize that all of them were important in my progress over time. Meetings are important to me because they've provided me different experiences with different people. I've met a lot of individuals that have really helped my recovery. I'm thinking of one in particular, actually two now, that just gave me lots and lots of good advice. And not that I was always ready for the advice, because I wasn't. I remember a particular individual who had me read a passage in a book. At the time, I thought it was really stupid and didn't really get anything out of it, and so I put the book down. Years and years later, I read that passage again at the suggestion of a wise friend, and that passage, out of the same book, just struck a chord with me. And I remember calling an individual and saying, or telling him how important that reading was to me at this time, and how it had been so stupid in the past. And he just said to me, "Well, you're ready for it this time." And that type of experience is what I've had in meetings. There have been many times where I haven't been ready for a particular message that someone has shared, and later on in my recovery, maybe even years later, that same idea was passed to me, and it sunk deeply into my heart or soul. Yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning things that I don't even know that I'm learning. Going to all of those meetings has helped me join what I call the human race. I really felt out of place most of my life, and partially through meetings, I've learned to feel comfortable in the presence of other individuals. Um, I can say that today I'm much more humble, and that's not very humble to say, I get it. But I'm a much more humble individual, and much calmer in dire circumstances because of my meetings. Yeah, I would say emotional sobriety has come over time by being with other individuals at meetings, on the phone, and has led to an improved relationship with my wife. It's only through meeting certain individuals at meetings that I've been able to be calm in my own marriage. I really thought that my wife was in the wrong for many years. I've been basically sober forever, and she had stayed angry at me, in my opinion, and I would continue to get angry at her. So meetings led to recovery also in my marriage, emotional sobriety in my marriage, and I'm super grateful for that. That's a good question. Well, first of all, if someone wants to join my groups, they can go to www.keyroots.com, and it's pretty easy to sign up there. And my groups are very similar to others. One of the major differences is that I attend. And if you like my style, I'm there. Again, that might seem a little prideful, but I've gone through lots of years of recovery personally, and I'm also a professional counselor that specializes in sex addiction. So any questions that you might have directly for me, I can answer. If you need specific help, I can make suggestions, as well as I monitor the groups and make sure that it's a safe and warm place to attend for all of those who would like to attend. My recovery meetings usually consist of reviewing sobriety. Everyone that joins, if they would like to, it's not forced, they can state their sobriety, their length of sobriety, and they can also share what I call their bottom lines, which are definitions of sobriety and things that individuals are doing to maintain their sobriety. And then usually we have some sort of reading, and after the reading we open up the meeting to share, and we can share about all sorts of things. Our weaknesses, whether that has to do with relationships or work or daily living, our children. And as we're sharing, if you would like some feedback, we can give feedback. If you don't want feedback, we don't need to give feedback. So it's a pretty safe place. There's no requirements to share, and yet if you would like to, you can. And oftentimes we'll share phone numbers if you would like, and we reach out to one another to support each other in our recovery.